Oh man, we are finally home from having our baby boy Caden at the hospital. We were in the hospital Monday through Friday, and I am like exhausted. So now I gotta go get us some food to eat for like a late lunch. I don't know what kind of sleep we'll get, but hopefully it'll be better than we got at the hospital because that was absolutely terrible. That experience was the worst. I've been through a lot, not at hospitals and stuff like that, but just overnight sleeping conditions. I grew up in a country town, had more than our fair share of get-togethers or bonfires or just going out in the field and drinking and stuff like that, partying, whatever. And you're in cold temps, and you're hurting and you're painful and all that stuff. But knowing that there's a thermostat that just doesn't seem to work, it had to be like 60 degrees or in the upper 50s in that room. And we were in labor and delivery, which normally you're not in that. Normally that's the second floor. Normally they move you up to like the fifth floor. But somehow we got in there, which is great because it's like almost a 4 times the size room. It's huge in there, and they're like little tiny cubicles. It's where you normally go, but somehow we got some pull and got in that other room. But the downside is apparently the temperature they want to keep. It may be a universal temp for labor and delivery, and it is like frigid Arctic cold. I've never shivered so much for so long because you're in there, you're confined to that room, and it's when you're done with the C-section, which takes no time in comparison to how long you're there. I mean, no time. We were in and out doing boom. But we were in there for Monday night through Friday. I don't know what time we left, really, 9 or 10 in the morning, something like that, to come home. And then we had to run some errands, get some stuff that we needed that we didn't have on the way home, and we finally got back home. It's amazing how exhausted. But the baby, the first night during the day, we're like, wow, because the C-section was early in the morning, and during the day it was like, wow, this baby's like awesome. He's gonna sleep. In my mind, I'm thinking, wow, he's gonna sleep. It's newborn stuff. He's gonna eat, sleep, and then start gathering into himself and getting some character and maybe crying to be held and stuff later on down the road. But for now, eat, sleep. But the first night was the worst. We got, first off, Monday night she got admitted. They decided Tuesday morning to do the C-section. Well, Monday night I couldn't sleep, and neither could she. She got about an hour earlier on, and then maybe I got an hour and a half or something like that because I was worried about the surgery, worried about her. She was worried about the surgery, and we just didn't sleep. And then Tuesday rolls around. We have beautiful Caden, and the day, family and stuff's coming by to see him, which is great. And then at night, we're like, okay, this is it. We're going to grab, because we got to feed him every 3 hours regardless. So we're going to, grab some power naps and stuff. But that's not the case. The first 2 nights at night, just nonstop crying. You put him down, crying. The only thing I can think of, period, we'll find out tonight, where I have a thermostat that works. It's going to be like 68 degrees or 69 at night. But the only thing I think of is just so cold. It was so cold. I was shivering. The wife was just shivering when she got out of her bed, but her hospital bed was super warm and cozy. But it was just painful cold. And you're asking, why don't you say something about it? The thermostat didn't work in the room. We said something about it every day. The first day, when we first got there the Monday before, it was hot. Felt like a sauna. They came and looked at it, fixed it, but then that turned into bone cold. We told them about it. Hey, it's bone cold, and they didn't care, I guess. Nobody showed up, and apparently it's on a network where they can monitor it on the computer and stuff. But I don't know if it's labor and delivery, like these women are giving labor. Yeah, I can see during those moments you want it really cold. But man, it is just, that's rough. So that, long story short, this week, I guess it's been the toughest collective week that I've ever had, as far as like running on fumes and no sleep, because it just drains you to where you're like, okay, I'm not the type that can just grab a nap with people around. Like, it's awkward. Like, I want to see what's going on. I'm nosy, I guess, and I want to ask questions and talk to people and entertain or whatever. I don't know, but it's just difficult to go to sleep with people around. You know, toward the end of this, I was catching whatever I could, and I don't snore, and I was snoring these power naps out, and it's just insane. He's so chill during the day. Like, if he could be like that at night, it's just would be heaven. But you know, the surgery, all that stuff on Tiffany, the wife's part, went great. Her doctor she's the best doctor on planet Earth. Apparently, all the nurses and everybody was saying like how good of a job she does at stitching and cleaning you out on C-sections, on predicting that you need a C-section and stuff like that. Like, she's pulling these predictions out. But highly suggest her doctor if you're in the North Alabama area, period. If you want to know who it is, just ask. I'll give a link or something to her office if she's even taking patients. But it's just worked out perfect. You know, he's healthy. He's a little small side, 5 pounds 15 ounces, but he's a really good looking, handsome young man. And I'm not saying it because he looks a lot like my baby picture. I may be, but he kind of looks a little bit like I did as a kid, which is neat to see, like almost see like a clone version of yourself. It's kind of spooky, but it's pretty neat too. But you know, we talked about it a while ago before I left the house, and it's like, you know, I hope we don't mess this up. You know, that was the thing. Because what if we do everything right and he just makes the wrong decision somewhere or another, and it's just, you know. But you can't think like that. You just gotta live in the moment, enjoy it, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've been kind of hiding out, enjoying the moments of torture, and just barely able to function, living off caffeine. So thank God for that stuff. It's just amazing. And my sleep schedule's jacked up. I don't know day from night, really. I just grab sleep where I can get it. Sort of used to it. I'm a night owl anyway, and I have to flip-flop a lot on sleep schedule. So, but this drained a lot out of me, because you know, you sit down, starts crying, you got to investigate and figure out why. You got to learn his attitude, what he means, because he can't talk. And it's just a process. It's a neat process, and it's kind of a, I guess you could say it could be an addictive process, but that would be weird to say that your kid's an addictive process. But it's like you could be your own mad scientist and just, you know, train your kids however you want. But if you're doing things the right way, which I think we are, or we want to, we don't know until it's after the fact. But I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm rambling. I guess I'm super tired, but everything's gonna work itself out for the best. We're gonna have a little boy. Carry on the name, my little band. Oh, and before I forget, feel free to leave any comments on any recommendations on any products, anything that's worked for you on raising a child. I'm not gonna put my nose up in the air and ever say that I know that I'm an expert because I had a kid. Like, I love giving advice. That's why the hell I started the YouTube channel, is to just share in some knowledge that I have, and maybe gain a lot too, because I've always gained a lot of knowledge off YouTube, and it's been a great resource for projects and things. But if anybody that watches this has kids, and there's that one item that you're like, man, that was my saving grace, leave it in the description, the comments below, a link to it, an Amazon link or something like that, and I'll check it out and read up on it. If it fits what we want or whatever, I'll give it a shout, or give it a shot and give you a shout, and thanks. I do appreciate it. Oh, and before I forget, I almost forgot this too, but I want to give a huge shout out. Well, I think we all collectively want to give a huge shout out to the nursing staff. How awesome are those people? Because the Huntsville Hospital labor and delivery nurses, they're top notch, and so are the baby doctors that come in and check on everybody, and the pediatricians that make their rounds daily and stuff. They make the world go round, and those people have some kind of weird thing that just works because they see people at their lowest points, but they're at their best ever at the same time, and also they see the best and the worst of things. Like, could imagine being in some of those positions, and then they come right back in and do it again with some new people, and they see people come and go, and if they do a great job, which they do, let them know, because sometimes they get in that daily grind, and it'd be nice for them to hear that. I mean, we told one of the nurses that, and we thought that she was doing a great job, and you could tell it just makes their day to have somebody that cares or notices their efforts. So, thanks. They really did do a lot. They do a lot, so they deserve a big shout out. Thank you.